weighing in as oil prices surpass $100 a barrel for the very first time since 2022. It's a stark sign this conflict in Iran is now severely impacting global supplies. Trump adamant this surge in pricing is only temporary and will fall again when the Iran nuclear threat is over. The president calling it a small price to pay for world safety. Gas and oil prices are expected to go up more than 30%, with market futures already deep in the red, potentially shaking up tomorrow's opening bell. The national average for regular gas now sitting around $3.45 a gallon. That's up 16%. Diesel at the same time now 23% higher, sitting around $4.60 a gallon. Earlier today, I spoke with Daniel Turner, founder and executive director of Power the Future, on how steep prices are going to get for drivers.
Yeah, no, and it's concerning. There's no doubt about it. And as I mentioned just a little while ago, and I was on with you, oil markets don't like uncertainty. And there's a lot of uncertainty into what is happening in the Middle East and how long this is going to last. Again, this is not a supply problem. This is an uncertainty of movement of transportation issues. Now, we're lucky in America that we don't have to worry about running out of oil or gas. The ones who should be nervous are obviously our friends our allies who get their oil and gas from the Middle East. I saw a report that the United Kingdom has just 2 days left of natural gas supplies. That's horrifying.
Right.
So at least as bad as price spikes are, and they are bad, and I don't wish ill for the American people, the American economies. I don't want families to pay more. But we don't have to worry about running out anytime soon. But if you've been putting your faith in third-party countries to produce your oil and gas, you're in a bit of a pickle. And when I look at I'm looking at you, Great Britain. You have huge oil and gas reserves in the North Sea that you have shut down for your climate agenda. And now you are in the same situation you were when Russia invaded Ukraine. You realize your suppliers are volatile and you are uncertain of your energy futures. So this is a wake-up call to all countries who use oil and gas, which is every developed nation. You've got to find reliable, secure partners where there aren't these hostile and volatile actions.
Now, Daniel, somebody at home is listening to you say that America doesn't necessarily rely on this oil that's coming from these Middle Eastern countries, but at the same time, they're also going to watch their gas prices spike this week. So can you explain why that happens when America isn't overly dependent?
Yeah, well, it's a global market, right? So we are, impacted by what happens on the world stage. But we have enough oil and gas domestically in America for ourselves, for our allies. But we are impacted just like the price of gold, just like the price of other international commodities. We are impacted by world events. The ones who should be really worried, I mentioned our European friends. China should be particularly concerned because they get a huge percentage of their oil from, first of all, Venezuela, which is still on hold, and they get 80%, 90% of Iranian oil went to China. So China has to be in particular dire straits as the straits continue to be somewhat closed. So there's no doubt this is a disruption in markets. It is alarming. I do think as soon as security concerns are assuaged, prices will drop precipitously. We're just not there yet.
What do the experts and the leadership of these oil conglomerates need to see in order for them to have their concerns assuaged and they can move forward to bringing this price lower?
Well, this is the interesting thing about the president's executive order or his decisions to offer insurance financing for these tankers, right? The main reason why these tankers aren't moving are not military concerns. I believe most of the Iranian Navy is at the bottom of the sea.
Right.
But every vehicle, every vessel, everything we own has some sort of insurance. And when you have $400 million of oil on a tanker, you are insured. If the insurer says we're not insuring you right now, you are stranded. So, those markets that President Trump has opened up were really disrupted by this announcement that the American government will provide insurance. That kicks in tomorrow, and that will be curious to see who's the first captain to say, you know what, America's got my back. The Navy's going to protect me. We're going to set sail.
What's the ceiling here? I mean, historically speaking, how high could this go and how high might we see this?
Oh boy, Alex, if I could answer that question, I would be on Wall Street and not doing energy advocacy. I hope it doesn't go much higher. If we
Yeah.
look at the highs during the Ukraine engagement, it was $135 a barrel. During the height of the Gulf War, it was, I think, 147. Imagine adjusting that for today's
Wow.
inflation.
Yeah. No
Right?
kidding.
Inconceivable numbers. So hopefully we don't go that high. Again, it all depends upon these security guarantees that ships can move safely in and out of this region. It is a global market, and global markets are impacted by this particular region.
All right, that's going to do it for us at News Nation Live. I'm Alex Capriello. Stay tuned. News Nation Prime with Natasha Zuves.